maybe lack of political will play a part, but also we have to remember that in Gambia, the Yakalenteh system takes care of those at the top and has forgotten those at the bottom. So those at the bottom, they rubber for survival. Because they rubber for survival, bribery would become commonplace. So for those who are involved in crime that generates cash, bribing away people can be very easy. So you see, we can change this country, but we cannot change this country if this Yakalenteh system continues, if this Yakalenteh system persists. Our president must realize that the people at the bottom must be paid properly. They must be paid well. You cannot tell a person who's got 3 children at home, has to pay rent, feed his family, pay school fees, give lunch money every day, and you pay the person pittance and expect the persons not to take handouts and expect the persons not to do something on the side. It's not possible. That's why I always say that we are subjecting Gambian workers to the indignities of poverty. That is, you either beg or you bribe, you take bribes or you steal. There is no way out. You must eat. And because a human being must eat, that person must find it. And it gets to a point where it does not matter how the person gets it. Because when nature calls, you must answer to the call of nature, or you die. So people must take bribes. People must take handouts. People must beg. People must steal because they must eat. Unless and until we solve that problem, this thing would continue. Gambia and many countries like Gambia would never develop. For as long as corruption continues to fester, for as long as people continue to be so badly underpaid that they have to do whatever it's necessary for them to survive. So, and that is why we have problems everywhere. Nothing works, and nothing would ever work until we take the Gambian worker seriously. Nothing would ever work unless and until we start paying them properly. Nothing would ever work unless and until we show them that you are human beings who really matter. If not, it will never happen for us. And that is why I am saying an APP Sobea government, the first thing that we would do is to reduce the disparity between those at the top and those at the bottom. Pay those at the bottom properly. Pay them livable wages like human beings. Let them be able to afford at least basic food, basic accommodation, and the rest of it. So that when they go to work, they will focus on doing the work. You see, but what we do is we pit themselves, the individual, against the state. The state wants you to do something. You want to survive before you think about doing it.
So how would you close the gap between, in this disparity between those at the top and those at the bottom? Would you keep increasing the salaries of those at the bottom? Because
no, that is unrealistic.
You're a lawyer. I mean, to come in, I was earning 15,000 just because Aji, the sound technician, is only earning 2,000. That's through no fault of mine.
I understand.
The salary comes with the position. So
I
you just
understand.
don't come and say, well, okay, Peter, you're earning far too much more than Aji. From 15, I'm bringing you down to 10. And the 5 I'm saving from you, I will add to Aji so that she gets 17. Sorry, she gets 7.
Not necessarily. You see, there must be a much more scientific and more sophisticated way of doing it. It can't be that crude. Gambia did it at some time. Remember, in 1983, 83 and 85, we did some civil service reform, which brought in some form of redundancy.
Yes.
But those who were made redundant were paid sufficiently well for them to go and start businesses of their own.
Yeah.
Okay? And the civil service was made leaner.
Yes.
And salaries were adjusted.
Okay.
So there are things, there are experts in doing these things.
Okay. So
but the thing is...
So you'll give a good handshake with those that will be let go so that they can go and rather than remain employees, become employers themselves.
Exactly.
All right.
And
who knows? Maybe if I was not sacked, in 2001, I would not have been employing this many people today.
Exactly, precisely the point.
On Monday, the 5th of January.
But the starting point is the most important thing. You must have an empathic leader, not a leader who just wants it for himself or himself and his family.
Well, in the past weeks, he's been packaged to me as an empathic, quiet, accommodating, whatever. That we could not get a better leader than.
Ask yourself who is saying it.
Well, employees of his.
Exactly.
On
and
Monday,
employees taken from where? Employees taken from where?
Well, from the Gambian society, I would
say.
No,
from what level? If you taken from almost near poverty to almost gentry, you can say anything in praise of that person.
Okay.
But that is the truth.
I have to go to a break.